Welcome back. Let's now talk and continue in that trail of national security, because what else is more important than our lives being safe out there? We've been joined in the program by Dr. Yahuza Getso. He's a security, intelligence, and investigation expert. He's also a farmer. He's a community-driven development professional and forest intelligence therapist. Loads of caps he wears. Mr. Getso, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Let's build on what our previous guest talked about, Mr. Kerega. And I know you have a lot of background. You're a farmer, so you've experienced all of these farmer header issues. You understand the intelligence element. You've seen these things firsthand. But let me just start maybe from the end, and then we'll come to the beginning. His question was, with the way the government approached maybe IPOB in the East, Niger Delta, in the militants in the Niger Delta, why is it difficult to declare a state of emergency and clear out these criminal elements who are terrorists? Because I don't admit the name bandits. Some people do, but it's fair. Who are killing our people, killing our soldiers, making our spaces ungovernable, causing problem for government?
Thank you very much for the question. Well, the reality is, you know, there are 5 outline to 6 outline issues. One, Nigerian government intentionally refused to accept the reality as it is. Secondly, there is issue with the policy. The government policy on fighting the insurgency has not been effective, and it hasn't worked towards attending to who is responsible, who to be held accountable, and why. And at the same time, we have issues of negligence, internal sabotage, inability of lack of proper coordination. Because like you mentioned, yes, of course, call them either bandits, insurgents, kidnappers, whatever. But who are really these people are? Do we know them? Do we know who they are? Do we know why they are? Why are we finding it difficult to address this challenge? Something that is manageable. Why is our security management becoming like a child play? Because we have all the intelligence, we have all the information, we have all the ingredients needed for us to address and attend to this issue. You know who are the bandits, you know who are the IPOB, you know who are the Boko Haram, you know why they are, and you know how to manage the situation accordingly, but you refused intentionally. Or there are a lot of issues related to compromises. Corruption is playing a great role, and so on and so forth. So as far as I'm concerned, if we really want to address this issue squarely, government must stick to its responsibility. Government must be responsible, not irresponsible. Government must address the issues of compromises. Government must hold people accountable and responsible for the authorities given to them, and so on and so forth. And all hands must be on deck for us to address this issue. We know the bandits. They are not foreigners, they are Nigerians. We know who they are. We know where they are. And we do have necessary intelligence ahead of almost all the attacks. 24/7, every now and then we do provide relevant authorities or relevant agencies with required intelligence for them to do the needful. But why are we yet to address this issue?
That's the big question, Dr. Getso. And thank you for the insights that you've provided so far. I'm curious about, you know, and this is unsettling, the WhatsApp message came through online of General Uba when he was interacting with the backup that was coming to rescue him. Well, still waiting for the defense headquarters to, you know, confirm all of this. And it was unsettling to note that there may have been some compromise, you know, even within the military that led to his recapture. Help us understand this challenge of internal sabotage and why it is difficult to rein in on this, because we hear this time and again. At the peak of the insurgency in Nigeria's northeast, there were serious concerns that there were moles within the military. Help us understand why, 10 years down the line, it is still the challenge.
Well, there are 5 outline reasons for this. One, our recruitment, training, promotion, and posting have been compromised due to negligence and corruption. That is one. Secondly, yes, of course, this has been happening, like you mentioned, in the last 10 years. There are a lot of issues within the cycle of all the security strata, all the security outfits, not only the military. There are a lot of compromises that are leading to this internal negligence, negligence within, sabotage within, and all these compromises are coming around as a result of hatredness, jealousy, professional jealousness, and also inability of the system to checkmate and deal with those who have been found wanting and deal with them accordingly, so that could have served as a deterrent for others to take lessons out of it. Yes, of course, we are waiting for defense to respond to whether the allegation is true or not. However, there are a lot of other issues, really complex, within the cycle of the military, in the Nigerian Army, in the Nigerian Air Force, in the Nigerian Navy, in the DSS, in the police, in the immigration, custom, and all the security strata that we have. It is sad to have, how do you think someone will just sit down and create this story? Yes, of course, we are waiting for defense to respond, but however, how many have been held accountable and responsible for the negligence, for the compromise, for the sabotage, against the states, not even against the military rules, not even against the military decrees, not even against the military code of conduct. How many? It is inability for us to have handled those who are responsible or found wanting accordingly. How can this message, within a short period of time, reach the telegram of ISWAP, the WhatsApp of ISWAP, the WhatsApp of Boko Haram, the telegram of Boko Haram, and then move easily, separately in circulation? And up till now, we cannot get a response from the defense. It is really sad. And the question is, if at all somebody like a brigadier general will find himself in such a situation and cannot have an emergency response, and for somebody to have generated a coordinate and submit such information, even if he didn't generate the coordinate, at least at a time when they were ambushed, there must be a communication system which is communicating between the convoy of the brigadier and the other formations within the cycle. What is the theater of the military doing that they couldn't have worked fastly? Why is the Air Force? Why is the rapid response team? Why is the rapid response squad? This is a brigadier general. And it is the issue that if the brigadier general will be picked like just an ordinary ant, then who is safe? And who is going to be safe? And how and when and until when the Nigerian military or Nigerian security strata will use the right intelligence at the right time for the right action.
So I can confirm to you that Brigadier General Uba was killed by the terrorists because the president, in his condolence message and his order to the military to go after the terrorists and rescue these girls, commiserated with the army, commiserated with the Uba family, as well as the girls who are still in captivity, and the state government commending Governor Idris for what he did first. So it's no longer a spare, even though I have not checked the Defense HQ as of yesterday, they didn't acknowledge it, but now the Commander-in-Chief has said that the man died while fighting Boko Haram insurgents. So let's build from that on this particular one. And that has to do with the president's appeal. First, it seems we know our problems most of the time, but how to solve it is always where we seem not to agree. There's a school of thought that says, in fact, this is the same fate that former President Jonathan suffered. I remember vividly and clearly when Boko Haram started raising its ugly head. Some persons were screaming, proscribe, designate them, and all of that, so that the full might of the state can come on them because they are terrorists. Well, perhaps he was thinking of re-election, just like they always do, thinking of their own ambition over the welfare of the people most of the time. He was a bit slow when it got so bad. That's when we now finally classified them terrorists and then started going after them. But then the seeds have been planted, and now we're seeing this happening again, over and over. So he is calling, the president, Bola Tinubu, is calling for community support. Do you think, because there's also allegation of community supporting the terrorists, how should the state navigate this part when some community people are supporting the terrorists, but the president is also calling and saying, look, if you don't give us intelligence, there's no way the military can do their work. And he's very correct about that. So how do we navigate this very difficult terrain of some communities supporting the terrorists for whatever reason, maybe out of fear, out of coercion, or out of just sheer sympathy, as against the president calling for intelligence to kick them out?
Well, the reality is, it is very clear, like I said. When I say we, I'm referring to Nigerian communities. We know who are the bandits. We know who are the criminals, like you rightly said. Yes, of course, at the same time, we know who have really been supporting and providing necessary information, operational information, intelligence, social needs, and other essential requisites to the bandits, to all the Boko Haram and all others. So if at all we will be sincere and honest, we must do 5 things. 1, we must fix our judiciary, because many have been apprehended as informers. Many have been apprehended as suppliers of essential commodities to the bandits, to the kidnappers, to the Boko Haram, and so on and so forth. Many have been apprehended as arm movers, arm traders, arm dealers, and arm importers. And also, many have been found wanted or have been challenged among the politicians, political office holders, elected, anointed, appointed, and so on and so forth. But the question is, have the judiciary in any way handled these issues squarely and in accordance with the law of the nation? So that could have served as a deterrence for others to take lessons and to deter themselves, to take it as a lesson, so that they will not participate in what is happening. But rather, you will report an informer, the informer will be captured, either informer of Boko Haram, either informer of Bandit, either informer of ISWAP, either informer of IPOP, either informer of Ansaru, either informer of Lakura, or informer of whatever. But at the same time, maybe after 2-3 months, you will realize that maybe he has been arrested in Sokoto, and you will have information that he is now living comfortably in Maiduguri or somewhere in Kano also. So we must fix our judiciary. And secondly, those who have been given the responsibility of apprehension and detailing the person must provide way of providing feedback. And number 3, we must be able to change the way and manner we recruit personnel, the way and manner we train personnel, the way and manner we promote personnel, the way and manner we post personnel. We must, number 4, we must address corruption. As far as we cannot address corruption, whatever intelligence I may have, I will not venture to present it, to share it. I will compromise rather with the criminals, because that's what the large populace prepare. They prepare to come to connive with the criminals to get a token. You realize that many that have been apprehended supporting the bandit or kidnappers, how much has been collected as Mr. A or Mr. B that has been kidnapped? 20 million. How much have you been given out of the 20 million? They will say 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, or at maximum 50,000 or 100,000. So, which means there must be something, there must be a gap. And then finally, within the cycle of the security themselves, yes, of course, those whistleblowers, we have the whistleblower policy, but how has the policy been effective? How has it been helping the situation? Because I have the fear of unknown, that if I have intelligence and I reported to police station A, unit commander of the military B, the DSS office C, and so on, civil defense and so on and so forth. Within the next 24 hours, or even less than that, the same criminal will send a signal to our community, or will send a message to my phone number, or will call me directly and inform me that you have reported so to so at so time. We are going to deal with you accordingly. So this have created fear. And again, I that I'm talking to you, I have not been deterred, or I have not been, I have been having access with all the hierarchy of the security agencies in the last 17 years or so, up till to date. I have been providing the necessary intelligence, necessary information at the right time for the right action, but nothing has been taken seriously. Let me tell you, the incident that happens in Kebbi is a total compromise, it's a total negligence, it's a total sabotage against the state. Because I that I'm talking to you, I have provided information about insinuations that some local governments, including the Dankosogu, Rijau, Yauri, Ingaski, Sakaba, and Mashegu, as well as Mariga, are at risk of a serious attack by bandits. I have sent information to the highest level of authority, to the highest level of intelligence, to the highest level of operational team within the cycle of the states of Kebbi and that of sorry, and that of Niger, and to the hierarchy at Abuja, and to the hierarchy at certain levels. But yet, after 3 hours, I still follow up. These guys are still coordinating themselves. These guys are within so location, so location. I even sent a coordinate. I received a coordinate. I directed my network at those places to provide me with a coordinate. I shared this coordinate, but as a result of sabotage and negligence, and because nobody have been held responsible and accountable, that is why all these criminals have not been barricaded. And if at all, it is a confirmed information. There were also presence of a military or whatever security within the school, but they left. After they left, within short period of time, the bandit came in. And even while the attack was going on, I made several calls to the hierarchies. If the hierarchies are watching me, they know. They know I made several calls when the bandits were conducting the activity. But nobody responded to my call up till now that I'm talking to you, asking why are you calling at this hour? And they know whenever I'm calling them at such time, odd times, there must be something very serious. So up till now that I'm talking to you, the hierarchy of intelligence, the hierarchy of operation, the hierarchy of security architecture that I have sent, I have passed a call, have not called me back, or even rather send an SMS that, sorry, I missed your call. What were you think about to report also? So how do you build the confidence and trust of Nigerians that the government is serious, the system is serious? It's absolute system failure. We have the problem, we have the solution, we know the solution, but we intentionally refused to direct our eyes to the solutions.
Dr. Getso, if we get you correctly, you are saying that you had intelligence of the attack on Magugu. What's the name of that local government in Kebbi State? Maga, prior to the attack on the secondary school where 25 girls were kidnapped. You had intelligence, and you provided this intelligence, but the military failed to act.
Absolutely.
So who should we be?
I said authority. I said a hierarchy.
The hierarchy. So who should we be?
Yes, an intelligence hierarchy.
Two questions
I have the intelligence.
Two questions
I provided the intelligence that the local government, the entire local government of Donkosogu, the entire areas of Maru, in Ansado side of Maru local government in the forest state, the entire local government of Nasko, Rijau, Mashegu, Yauri, because the guys were coordinating themselves within those areas, within the radius of less than 100 kilometers. I provided this information. I don't really have specific information that they were targeting school, but I have information that they were coordinating themselves and they were attacking villages, and I provided this information.
So two questions in one now. who should we be holding responsible? Is it the National Security Advisor? Is it the Minister of Defense or Chief of Army Staff? That's on the one hand. Now, this failure to act, is it deliberate, or perhaps your intelligence was just not taken seriously?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it is deliberate. Because refusal to take my intelligence on serious is a deliberate action. Ordinarily, there are distress call numbers that has been sent around by DSS, by police, by military, and so on and so forth. Those numbers, anybody who called and provided intelligence, if not being utilized immediately, it's a deliberate negligence. It's a deliberate sabotage. Not even Dr. Yahuza that is known to them. Not even Dr. Yahuza that is known of providing proactive information and on support information 247 in the last 17 years. I have been providing this information directly and indirectly, and they know me and they know who I am. And they know what we have been doing in supporting the country patriotically. We are not doing it for the need of any token. We are not doing it for the need of any press or any request for any political position or whatever. We are doing it because we believe Nigeria is ours. And it is my responsibility as a trained security expert, as somebody who have network in all the political worlds, almost in all parts of the space of the country's 774 local governments. It is my responsibility. As I am harnessing, as I am generating, as I am getting information, I quickly share it to the relevant authorities as at when due. And 247, I provide this information in the midnight, I provide it in the daylight, I provide it in the evening. It is on record. My records are there, the records are there. It can be checked. So I provided the information and I follow up 3 hours after. And like I said, a coordinate of where these bandits are coordinating themselves. I doesn't really have specific and precise information that they were going to attack schools. But wherever they are going to attack is part of Nigeria. Wherever going to take over and as a non-state actors is within Nigeria. So if I provide that information and anybody who refuses intentionally or unintentionally or for whatever reason, I want to tell you that I only receive acknowledge and thank you after 12 hours after the abduction of the schoolgirls. So which means, in fact, all the information I provided was utilized. The intelligence I provided was utilized.
All right, Dr. Getso, some very serious revelations that you made here, and it's just a wow situation. And even, reading through the lines and the nuances of the president's statement, it feels like he was saying that there were efforts being made. Perhaps I don't know who was a weak link that did not follow through. But in 1 second, just before we let you go, you understand the movements of these people. You may not understand their exact mission. Are they Nigerians? Are they non-Nigerians? Just a simple answer.
99.9% of the bandits operating in northwest and north central Nigeria, they are Nigerians. 99.9% of them, we know who they are, we know where they are not in any hideout or any difficult terrain.
Dr. Yahuza Gatso, thank you so much. Security, intelligence, and investigation expert, community-driven development professional, and a farmer. We'll get to keep talking with you as far as this conversation. There's a lot to unravel with you, but for want of time, we'll let you go for now, and may God help Nigeria.
Thank you for having me. All the best.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll switch gears. So another part of the conversation in just a moment. Stay with us.